So, Hare Krishna.
Should I just start singing or?
No, just one second. Thank you very much for joining us, dear devotees. So we have Trikalagya Prabhu. He's on the line at the moment from Sri Vrindavan Dham. So we are very fortunate to have his wonderful association today. And today, of course, we celebrating the Vyasapuja of Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Krishna Swami Maharaj. And we should have devotees coming on board from most parts of the world. And before we continue, I was going to ask Trikalagya Prabhu, he can chant the Samsaradava prayers, and then he will speak about the importance of Vyasapuja. And then we can do Aarti to Guru Maharaj, and then we can start reading the offerings from different parts of the world. So thank you very much for joining us, Trikal Prabhu. Very kind of you. Very good. Very nice.
Thank you for inviting me. So I will be singing just one line continuously, and everyone can just join me, or how?
You can do it.
Just I sing all the way through.
I think if you do one line and we join.
Okay.
And we'll
just
see
like we do in the temple.
Yeah. That's
okay. Right. Okay. Samsaradava nalanidaloka tranaya karunya gana ganatvam samsaradava nalanidaloka tranaya karunya gana Apatsakalana gunaravasya Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita Vaditra Madhyan Manasura Sena Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita Vaditra Madhyan Manasura Sena Romanchakampa Srutaranga Bhajo Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam
Romanchakampa Srutaranga Bhajo Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam
Sri Vigrahara Nityanana Singharatan Mandir Marjanadu Sri Vigrahara
Singharatan Mandir Marjanadu
Yuktasya Bhaktam Shaniyunjatopi Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam Yuktasya Bhaktam Shaniyunjatopi Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam Chaturveda Sri Bhagavat Prasado Sadvana Triptan Haribhakta Sangan
Chaturveda Sri Bhagavat Prasado Sadvana Triptan Haribhakta Sangan
Krutaiva Truptim Bhajata Sadaiva Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam
Krutaiva Truptim Bhajata Sadaiva Vande Guru
Sri Radhika Madhavya Para Madhurya Leela Gunarupa Namna
Davayara para Madhurya Leela Gunarupanama
Pratikshana Swadhana Lolupasya Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam
Pratikshana Dagalalupasya Vande Guru Charanarvindam
Nikunjayona Ratikeli Siddhyai Yayalli Bhiyuktira Peksaniya Nikunjayona Ratikeli Siddhyai Yayalli Bhiyuktira Peksaniya Tatra Tridaksya Dati Vallabhasya Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam
Ativallabhasya Vande Guru Charanarvindam
Saksadaritvena Samasta Sastre Yuktastatha Bhavyateva Sadvi
Akshadaridvena Samasta Sastre Yuktasatama Vitaiva Sadhi
Kintu Prabhoya Priya Evatasya Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam
Hindu Prabhuya Yaivatasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam
Yasya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasadam Yasya Prasadat Nagati Kutopi
Yasya Prasada Bhagavat Prasada Yasya Prasada Nagavitatopi
Dhyayam Stuvam Stasya Yasya Stri Sandhyam Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam
Vayam Stasya Yasya Sandhya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya 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 Gurudev 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 Gurudev
Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Samsara Prayers ki
Jai.
Guru Maharaj ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you very much, Tikagya Prabhu, for singing the bhajan so beautifully. So, Trikal Prabhu is sitting in Vrindavan, and it's about 7:40 in the evening, if we can all imagine what it's like in Vrindavan right now. Such a wonderful soul who is simply serving the devotees in these really difficult times, especially in Vrindavan, which is used to so many devotees, and so, you know, the hustle and bustle of a glorious temple at the moment must be quite difficult.
It's like daily having 10,000 people and not having anybody.
Yeah, 10,000 a day.
Yeah, 10,000 a day. On weekends, it could be like 25, 30,000 people coming through.
Hare Krishna. So the challenging times. So we will organize something in the next week or two where
Yes.
we can see if we can assist with the Vrindavan.
Sure, that'll be really nice.
Yeah. So the plan for the program, I'd like to welcome all the devotees from Mauritius, from South Africa, from Bharat, from Australia, and it's just, I think, midnight in Australia. So try not to fall asleep. One day we'll have to organize a program your time, which is convenient for your time, and also Canada and America. So I'd like to welcome all the devotees. I won't name you individually. The program is basically, we want to glorify Guru Maharaj. At the same time, we do want to do some prayers, and we'll find an appropriate time for that, for Bhakti Churu Swami Maharaj, who perhaps, Tikalgar Prabhu, you can just give us a little update on that later on. So
Yeah.
first, we want to, Tikalgar Prabhu will talk about the importance of Vyasapuja. Now, I know many devotees will be shy to speak, to give an offering to Guru Maharaj on this call. I do understand your shyness, but if you're able to speak even a little bit, it doesn't have to be very sophisticated. It can be very, very simple, as ours are. And it's just opportunity for us to be able to say something to please the Supreme Lord and to please his pure devotee, Srila Guru Maharaj. And then we will do Aarti to Guru Maharaj. And I just wanted to check, Hara Devi, are you going to do Aarti?
Hey Krishna Prabhu.
Haribo.
Krishna Prabhu do Aarti, thank you.
Okay, very good. That's great. And then we'll sing Guru Puja. Hopefully Atma Lakshmi is with us. Yeah, brilliant. And then we will start the offerings from Bharat and Mauritius first. Or maybe Australia first. No, she's waking up, so she can be right at the end. But
Navinandan Prabhu, is there an ID number? One of the devotees is asking that he's trying to zoom in, but he's asking for ID.
There's no password. So if he has got the ID number, which is 504 499 4991, I think, something like that.
So that's the last one. That's the 502-499-4991, right?
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Okay, let me just take that.
There's no password. And then offering, actually the first offering, I think we should ask Madhusudan Prabhu, being this most senior. And when I mean senior, I mean just age, age as well, but also he's one of the first, first disciples. So it'd be very nice if he starts the offerings off, and then we can go to Bharat, Mauritius, South Africa, and UK, and of course the Americas and Australia. So thank you very much, Trikalgi Prabhu, if you can lead the way. Thank you.
Okay, first I'll just quickly give an update on Bhakti Swami.
Yes.
His Vapu form has arrived in Delhi, and after like 2 or 3 hours of formalities, he's on his way to Calcutta, and he might have already landed now. And he actually, yes, he's actually in the car now, on the way to Mayapur.
That's amazing.
So, you know, they are deciding they may do the Samadhi tomorrow or Tuesday. So depending on what time the Vapu form gets and what they will decide in the morning. So in the next 1 or 2 days, they will be doing the Samadhi. And just to say a few things to glorify him also, that Bhakti Charu Swami, he got actually his first and second initiation from Srila Prabhupada on Guru Purnima day itself. And then in 3 months' time on another Purnima, Snan Purnima, he got his sannyasi initiation. And according to the scriptures, Sanatan Goswami, he left the planet on Guru Purnima day also. And Sanatan Goswami is a personality who established the first temple in Vrindavan, the Radha Madan Mohan temple. Radha Madan Mohan temple is said to be the temple where you should worship when you come first to Vrindavan, so that you get enhancement in your in your practices in your spiritual life. Mother Mohan actually empowers you. So Sanatan Goswami left on Guru Purnima Day, and so did Bhakti Charu Swami left the planet on Guru Purnima Day. It was Guru Purnima on the day he left in America. So there's definitely some connection. Bhakti Charu Swami also established a temple in Ujjain, and he extended Radha Madan Mohan temple to Ujjain also by naming the deities in Ujjain as Radha Madan Mohan. So from this we can understand that obviously there's some very nice connection between Bhakti Charu Swami, Radha Madan Mohan, Sanatan Goswami and Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya instructed Sanatan Goswami, his final instructions to Sanatan Goswami was Name Ruchi, Jivedaya, Vaishnava Seva, E Chade, Dharam Nahi, Suno Sanatan. So, and this is exactly what Sanatan Goswami did, and this is also what Srila Prabhupada gave to all of us, including to his primary jewels, and Bhakti Charu Swami was one of the primary jewels, who actually went all over the world, and he followed the instructions of Lord Chaitanya very profoundly. So, is in the form of Vapu is a great loss for the society, but in the form of Vani, he will always be there. Like I mentioned in my presentation or my lecture in the temple the other day, that a human aura extends as much as, if it's a good aura, it extends to 5 meters. A cow's aura extends to 500 meters. So, and cow's aura is so unique that it is always a healing aura. If anybody is really sick, if you take them close to the cow or number of cows, if it's an intense sickness, then the cow actually cures that person. Even today in villages, people go to the cows when they are sick, even if they have a little, temperature or whatever, little headache, they'll go to the cow. They won't go looking for penicillin or whatever. So I was saying that Prabhupada empowered his devotees, and Bhakti Charu Swami was one of those primary devotees. He took this aura from Srila Prabhupada and he spread it all over the world. And in his final lila, he showed to us that like the entire world was rocking with the holy name. Everyone was chanting very intensively. So when we are calling upon Krishna, we should be calling upon Krishna with intense love and devotion. And so sometimes we see that a spiritual master appears to be suffering. Actually, he never suffers, but that appearance is there, so that the rest of us who are neophytes, we will become more serious in our spiritual life, in our sadhana bhakti, in our devotional activities. So even at the final stages, he put us, all of us together, just like Srila Prabhupada said, that we should all stay together and stick together and preach together. Then this movement will really grow. So all glories to His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami, and his Samadhi will be in the next day or two. And it is all on the net. If anybody doesn't have a connection, then they can let me know or let you know. I'll send you a group connection where they can follow what's happening. So going on to Guru Purnima, or celebrating Maharaji's Vyasapuja, it is very important that we understand that Guru Purnima, generally when in the Hindu community, when we talk of Guru Purnima, we think of one day a year when everyone celebrates the Guru Maharaji's Vyasapuja. And that day is the day when Vyasadeva appeared. And why Vyasadeva is considered to be so important is basically because when he appeared to give us the science of self-realization. So he compiled the Brahma Sutra by combining, the 4 Vedas and the Upanishads, so that it would be easier for mankind to understand. But still, it was very difficult as the ages would go through. So he compiled 54 Puranas. And then to make it even simpler, he compiled the Mahabharata. And actually, the Bhagavad Gita also comes from him. Lord Krishna is only repeating the science of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. But actually, Vyasadeva also compiles the Bhagavad Gita. So then he's still not satisfied. He's thinking, What's wrong? I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied. I've done so much writing work. So, just like we say, tadvidi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshantite jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. That to get to the real knowledge or to the roots of the knowledge, you need to have a spiritual master. So you have to approach a spiritual master. So Vyasadeva approached Narad Muni, and he said, "You are my Guru Maharaj. So please explain to me, guide me. What's the problem? Why I am not able to, to feel that happiness after compiling so much literature?" So Narad Muni actually explains to him that, yes, what you have written is there. You have done dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Dharma, religion, artha, economics, benefits of economic science, kama, sense gratification, and moksha, liberation. You have given all these things through your literature. But what you have not given is Krishna's pastime in his lila form when he comes to the Braj. And what does Krishna come to give? He is coming to give, prema bhakti. He is coming to teach us how to love, how to be on a spiritual loving platform. Brahma, Buddha, Prasanatma. If you want to be a Prasanatma, that means you want to be a joyful soul, then you have to be on a Brahma, Buddha platform. That means you have to be above all this, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, and all the modes, and you have to be above that and be connected to Krishna with a lot of love and devotion, just like that. So then Narad Muni left, and Vyasadeva, he actually went into meditation, and in his meditation he sees the entire Leela, Krishna Leela. Krishna Leela is not just once in a lifetime. Krishna is performing pastime every moment somewhere. So at that stage, when he recalls on all the Leelas, then he remembers his Guru Maharaj saying, describe Krishna's Leela with Yasodamaya, eating the butter, relishing the butter, stealing the butter, running around, getting tied down and crying, Just see the Supreme Personality of Godhead is acting just like a little kid and giving so much love to his mother, So like that, he said, describe the pastimes of the cowherd boys defeating Krishna. Describe Krishna playing the flute and enchanting everyone. Not just the gopis, the peacocks, the cows, the deers, monkeys, like that. So describe that in details. Then he said, and have you written anything about Venu Git, Gopi Git, Brahmar Git? So all these things that then when he goes into meditation, he sees all these leelas and then he compiles all this. And when he compiles all this, then he becomes happy. So, and then he passes it on to whom? To Sukadeva Goswami. And then Sukadeva Goswami passes it on to, the entire planet. So, the most important relevance is that Vyasadeva, when he compiles this, he compiles the Srimad Bhagavatam. And it is said that when one reads the Srimad Bhagavatam sincerely with love and devotion, love and devotion with proper due attention has to be there. We can't say I'm listening to Bhagavatam classes every day, but our mind is flickering everywhere all over the universe. And then somebody asks a question that what was the highlight of the lecture, and you say, well, actually Google it, you'll find it. No, so no, seriously, you should be listening to Bhagavatam every day, and you should be taking it very seriously. Just like Srila Prabhupada gave us the Bhagavatam very seriously, and he gave it through his disciples. Look at how Srila Prabhupada personally performed austerities for almost 2 decades. He was focused on one thing. That was rhyming in his head that his spiritual master, we sing like Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Karo Dasi Trina Peka Atihina. What does it mean? That if we simply get one drop of mercy from our spiritual master, then we will become more humbler than a blade of grass, and we will make a lot of advancement in our spiritual life. We will be able to give up all our desires and connect our desires and turn them into spirituality like that. So remembering Krishnadas Swami also, I remember that he was very bold, and he was very, very affirmative, and he spoke very, very strongly and boldly. And how was he able to do that? because he was equipped with the science of Krishna consciousness. He was really equipped. When he spoke, he was like a roaring lion. It's Kali Yuga. When you talk to people nicely, they don't listen to you so much generally in the crowds. But if you're roaring, then everyone gives attention. Either you're rocking on a microphone with a kartan and a mridanga, or you have to be roaring. So, and I was with him in many lectures, many stages, many homes for many years. And so everywhere, when he went to people's home, from a lion, he would become like a lamb. He would be so nice with the children and talking to them so nicely. He would talk to the mothers so nicely, But if there was a mistake committed by a disciple or anyone, he would immediately correct them. And immediately he would change the frequency so that like he would drill it into your system so that you would remember. Just like I was asking him, one time I was driving him, I think it was going to Birmingham, somewhere in Midlands we were going. So it just happened, we were just having discussion. And I said, Maharaj, but how do we get to see Krishna? And he said, you don't know? You're preaching, you don't know? Oh my God. And then he said, you're seeing Krishna every day, all the time. It's just your ego that's not allowing you to see it, And he quoted, he said, Rasoam apsukunteya, Prabhasmi Sasi Surya. So, and then he said, look, every day, he said, the other day I had asked him one day, he was offering prayers to Suryadev. So my mother also used to offer prayers to Suryadev. So I was discussing that. He said, the other day you asked me. I was explaining to you, he said, is Surya Krishna? We call it Surya Narayan. It's Surya Krishna. You're saying Krishna. Krishna is saying, I am the sun, or I am the light also coming from the sun. Same thing, I'm the moon, I'm the light coming from the moon. So he said, every day and every night you can see Krishna. You're saying him, but you're not realizing. Raso aham apsu kunteya. He said, how many times you're drinking water? It's just the way he said it in that session while I was driving, it still rhymes in my head. When I see Surya there every day, I say pranams to Surya Krishna. And that's what I got from Guru Maharaj like that, So if I see Chandrama at night, I also do that, same thing. And I drink water, I always think, okay, that I'm going to test Krishna, so I better be, very respectful. And, Prabhupada gave us more. He said, the holy name is none different from Krishna. The holy prasad, Maha Prasad is none different from Krishna. Right? His books are none different from Krishna. So in this way, we are seeing Krishna all the time, And Krishna is the Param Guru. When we are worshipping Guru, when we are celebrating the Vyasapuja for Guru, we are actually celebrating Krishna's pastimes. By just like we were saying Samsara praise, it says Sakshat Dharitvena Samasta Sastra Yuktas Tata Bhavyate. Sakshat is just like Guru is as good as God. And because Guru is the via medium to take us to Krishna, he gives us bhakti. It's bhakti that he gives us by this process of sadhana bhakti, by process of following the discipline of regulative principles, by following the discipline of going out and preaching. This is all leading us to bhakti. And actually when we get to a stage of a naistiki bhakti or nishta bhakti, whereby our desires are gone and whereby we are enjoying the chanting of the holy name, then the devotional kripa or the bhakti lata bij, the kripa grows so much so that it will take the soul straight to Golok Vrindavan. Madhya Leela, chapter 19, you read text 158, 59, 160. This is talking about the kripa of bhakti lata bridge. Can you imagine, like, if you had to come from London to Vrindavan and I said, okay, chant this mantra, you won't have to book a ticket, you won't have to alight a flight, you won't have to go through the immigration, you will land straight in Vrindavan. This is what it's saying, that by following the instructions of spiritual master seriously, we can actually go straight back home, back to Godhead. We can go through everything, all the heavenly planets. Then there is the Nirja river that is, dividing the spiritual and material universes. And you go across that, you go past Brahma Loka, you go past Vaikuntha Loka, you don't have to go to any of the other planets, you go straight to Goloka. This is what Guru is giving to us in this age. Just think, Satyuga, Dwapar, Treta, there was so much tapasya to be performed to get the same results just by chanting the holy name with dedication, sheer dedication, love and devotion. And love and devotion will come when we surrender, right? Saranagati to the spiritual master's lotus feet. That is what Vyasapuja is all about. That is what Guru Purnima is all about, And actually, with Prabhupada's kindness and Prabhupada's blessings and Guru Maharaji's blessings, we are in a position whereby if we are involved seriously in Krishna consciousness, we are celebrating Vyasapuja at every moment of our life. Every moment of our life is Guru Purnima, because we are carrying out the instructions of the spiritual master and we are following in the footsteps of spiritual master. So please take this Krishna consciousness seriously. Please take your spiritual life very seriously. And to conclude, I would say that every one of us who came across Guru Maharaj, we had some dynamic connection, something that dynamically connected us to his lotus feet. First, either we heard his lecture or we heard about him or we had some discussion. Remember what it was. And then we took initiation. When you took initiation, there was also some very inspiring factor that made us take that step. And then after that, remember the activities that he did and the activities you may have done with him. And see what it is that you can do very seriously, very sincerely, and go out of your way to carry out the preaching activities, or to carry out your activities of service in this moment in such a way so that it is pleasing to Guru Maharaj and is pleasing to Prabhupada and to Guru Parampara and ultimately to Krishna. Then our life will become sublime. And by following that, it really means that we have understood the meaning of Vyasapuja. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Tikari Prabhu. Actually, Prabhu, don't relax. I was going to ask you, you shared a couple of wonderful pastimes. Just share a couple more, because you had so many pastimes with Guru Maharaj. In the early days in the UK, in the Manor, yes. And you were driving him everywhere. And there were so many challenges that you faced. You faced them together with Maharaj. You're always there, and it's just nice to hear. Devotees to hear the early days.
Yeah, actually, one of the nicest thing I remember, and it wasn't challenge, it was actually very inspiring to see that, was I used to drive all the way from Romford to Bhaktivedanta Manor for Mangalarti on Saturdays and Sundays, which would take me like almost 2 hours each way. So we used to get there just in time. So Guru Maharaj told me one time that you should try and come a little early. Why? Because if you come here for half an hour early, then you chant a few rounds. Even if you chant 2 rounds, 4 rounds, then your consciousness will be ready to be in a position to take proper darshan of Krishna. You know, we are coming here to take darshan and blessings of Krishna. And when Krishna is coming out, he's also saying, who is here in time and what is our consciousness at, you know. So he said, it will be very nice if you do that. So we started coming by 4 o'clock. And then gradually as we moved to Watford from Romford, because Romford was too far, I started coming 3:30, and I would come and he'd be chanting there. And I thought, okay, one day I'll come 3 o'clock. I came 3 o'clock and Guru Maharaj is chanting there, you know. So I thought one day I'll come at 2:30. So I was thinking, it was like an inspiration that was growing, that I want to be there before Maharaj comes, so, you know. And then I got there at 2:30 and Guru Maharaj was chanting. You know, so that was like the early days, but then as I started traveling with him, he inspired us to travel through India. And he said, 5 weeks. He said, Trikalagya, minimum 5 weeks. You take and you go with me. You know, so we both, my wife and I, agreed that we'll go. We took permission. Normally they won't give permission for more than 2 weeks, but somehow or another, we were blessed to get 5 weeks. And in 5 weeks, Maharaj took us all over Bharat. It made us do entire parikrama of Bharat. And it was austere, but he used to do this every year. So he knew exactly which station, what to do, how to do, which guest house, wherever he went. It was amazing, you know. The people in the hotel, the people in the stations, so many people knew him. And how did we do 5 weeks? You may think, well, it's not possible. So we started, and we would started from Bombay, and we were going towards Porbandar, Dwarka, and then go further up north like that. We would go to the railway station, jump the train overnight. Every day, overnight, we were in a train somewhere. And then in the morning, we would end up maybe 4 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, sometimes even 10 o'clock, depending on the train, right? And first thing he would do is take us to the tourist quota. And we'd go in the tourist quota's office, and then he would book the next ticket for the same night. And this way we did for 5 weeks. We went all over, all the way from Dwarka to Vrindavan, to going all the way to Prayagraj, to Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, coming down all the way to Tirupati, Rameshwar, and then making a U-turn from south and coming back all the way through some other places to Bombay. And we took a flight back. 5 weeks running, it was amazing. Maharaj he had just so much energy. And because of the energy that he had, I have no doubt we were able to perform that austerity. Because of his blessings, we were able to perform that austerity. Otherwise, it's not so easy. You know, every night on a train, every day out to some center, and then again back on the train. It was a lifetime experience that we can never forget. But it was so joyful. And everywhere he went, all the pandits and the local brahmanas, they knew him. They took such nice care of us. We went to Jagannath Puri, and he said to me that, look, here they will try to stop us. So you and your wife, you keep mum. Crazy. Don't say anything. The minute you speak, they will know you're not from India. You know? And he said, if at all you speak, he said to me, you speak in Gujarati and you say, I'm from Gujarat. And if she speaks, I am from Punjab, like that. But I will take care of it. So when we went there to Jagannath Puri, luckily we didn't have to go through any dilemma. He knew one of the local pandas who represented Punjab. So he called for him, he came, he just took us. We went right up to the altar of Jagannath, Baladeva, Subhadra. And Maharaj said, pray now, pay dandavas, don't look at anything, don't look at the crowd. Just, and the crowds are crazy. So actually, Maharaj was holding onto the panda, I was holding it to Maharaj, my wife was holding onto me, and we were holding hands like, teamwork to go through the crowds right at the front, And you literally had to push through, but because the panda was going through, he was saying something and people are making way, and we went through. And then he took us to some room, some upstairs, and he brought us 50 chappan bhog. Chappan bhog is all different kinds of rice. And you get these tiny pots. So he brought 3 sets of chappan bhog in a big thali with 56 pots. And then we sat with Maharaj and we relished and then he also told us, don't leave even a single grain of rice in your pot. You have to make sure when you finish the pot, put your finger, turn around everything, lick your fingers, and don't leave anything in the pot. So that was a very personal rasa we had with him. That was just one example, So it was really nice. It was just out of this world. England, we had many challenges. Yes, sure. Bhaktivedanta Manor, we had challenges. I would say that Bhaktivedanta Manor, everyone should be so grateful to him because he inspired in me and Akandi at that time and go for it. Arjuna was asked to fight. He wasn't asked to lament. He wasn't asked to cry. You fight and leave it up to Krishna. Let Krishna decide. And frankly, like I narrated last time, when we announced and I was translating, not a single person in the hall was willing to say, yes, we should fight. Not just congregation, even devotees were not willing to say. But it took a lot of courage. But Maharaj stood by us, and then Frank came. He named him, Arjuna, and then there was never any. It just grew and grew and grew. And look at today, Bhaktivedanta Mena. And all glories to Guru Maharaj, that he was standing literally on his toes, encouraging people. When he came on the stage, he really spoke so boldly, and the leaders that he met in South Africa, India, Nepal, everywhere he went, he was promoting in the campaign. And finally, now we have a great place to worship, a big place to worship, place that is well known all over the world now. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Actually, you've shared some really phenomenal nectar, and I think at some point we will tap into more nectar, because there is a plan to do a book at some point.
Okay.
For Guru Maharaj, and you've got so much nectar, so maybe we'll interview. We'll come to Vrindavan for 5 weeks and interview you, perhaps. But I remember one particular pastime which had a huge impression on my mind, and it might have been on this trip that you had in Bharat with Guru Maharaj. I think one night you were staying somewhere, one ashram or maybe a hotel, and that night was quite heavy because lots of insects came and they were on Guru Maharaj's clothes and body. And I think
yes, we were in Porbandar actually. So the place where we got to stay, we had got there very late. So the place where we got to stay was a big hall. So we put a bed there was only one bed. So we put that bed for Guru Maharaj on one side, and then I was sitting in the middle of the room. My wife was in the other corner of the room. And suddenly Maharaj said, Trika lagya. This was like, we falling asleep about 10 o'clock, tired. And suddenly about an hour later, he's calling me loud. Then I thought, what happened? Now, unfortunately, in that room, the light was like a 10 or 15 watt bulb. So you can imagine, it was like you could see figures, but you couldn't see anything. So I had my torch with me. So I quickly took the torch out and I jumped up and I ran to him and said, Maharaj, kya hua? Maharaj, kya hua? Maharaj said, lag raha hai kuch kaat raha hai mujhe. It looks like something's biting me. So I said, please, Maharaj, get up. So he got out and he was in his sleeping bag. We all had our sleeping bag. So he came out of the sleeping bag. And as I flashed the torch, this wooden bed, which was made of this, like, the rassi hoti hai, and there's ropes. It was just full of this katmal, these little bugs that bite, and they suck your blood. So they were full out, and so we had, like, that night was sleepless night. Then we go out. Some or another, we had 3 torches, his torch, my wife's torch, my torch, and then we put the bed outside because it was just like, it was in fact infested with all these bugs. There was hundreds of them. It's not like 2 or 4. So me and my wife, we carried the bed out, put it outside. There's nobody there really to help us. And then we checked the floor. I think it was using dhoti or something to just mop the floor and create a area for Guru Maharaj, And then, if I remember right, I stayed up. I said, Maharaj, you rest. And I had the torch on and I was chanting, making sure there's nothing creeping towards him.
And I think you were saying that the insects were on his body, and rather than take him off by his cloth, he was just taking them off one by one, so as not to kill them.
Yeah, that's right. So thanks for reminding. There were so many of them. So you can imagine he's lying in the bed and they're inside his sleeping bed. They are all over him, literally, And it's only when they started getting on his face that he realized something is biting him. And then, he was tired and he had fallen asleep. And these creatures decided to, be a nuisance. Yeah, so at that time when he got up, then, he was picking them up slowly and putting them down like that. It was just like, he was so merciful. And he was chanting. He was just chanting loudly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. He says, just chant and let's do what you have to do. in most demoniac world, people would just go out killing them, but he didn't. He was very, very, humble, and he was very, very, caring for those living entities, despite the fact that they were biting him.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that early
Yeah.
in your spiritual life, and I was so impressed. Gave me a very good impression of Guru. So thank you very much, Vikalagya Prabhu.
It was a privilege for me too. Thank you for inviting me. And thank you for giving me your association. Thanks everyone for listening. And if I can be of any help, I'm always there. And I'll be happy to help you put your book together.
Thank you. Actually, because you've given us such an amazing nectar, could you just give us a little update on what's happening in Vrindavan now? Because everybody's heart is always in Vrindavan. So we'd like to hear a little bit of Vrindavan.
Yes, Vrindavan Dham. This is the Dham that actually belongs to Radharani. Said Krishna is Madan Mohan, but Radharani is Madan Mohan Mohini. And therefore, sometimes the Brajbasis, like Prabhupada said, it's difficult to understand the Brajbasis. Don't try to understand them and don't offend them either, Just follow your sadhana and be good yourself. And that's why the Brajbasis will sometimes say, Radharani is Radharani. She is our queen. But Krishna is simply a decoration in the Braj. So that way they will exchange this kind of pastimes. So sometimes when you are there, you think what's going on because we are so much focused on Krishna. So Braj Leela is unlimited. However, at the moment, we are having challenging times because like all the pilgrims have stopped coming. And, we have 700 staff, devotees, which includes brahmacharis, about 225 brahmacharis, about 200 grihasthas. Then, it's a humongous project here because we have about 54 departments here doing so many different activities, And then that also includes our Goshala. We have 360 cows on the Goshala just around the corner. And we have roughly 200 cows in our farm, in our eco farm, And then we have the 24-hour Kirtan group, the deity worship. Srila Prabhupada said that, and actually he must have foresight. He said, look, in dire times, other temples and other centers may have to close down, but Vrindavan is my home and it should never close down. You should make sure the deity worship is maintained to the highest standard, regardless of the situations. And you must make sure that the devotees who are serving the deities are also taken care of, and Krishna's cows are taken care of. So it's a very nice, command Srila Prabhupada is given. So we've been working very hard for the last 3 months, trying to get donations online. Some of the fixed deposit we had, we've broken them, Our budget, because it's a mega scale, is about 1.3 crores. We cut it down to about 55 lakhs now. And that basically means less use of electricity, reducing the 3 times prasadam for devotees to 2 times. And out of those 2 times, we're giving them papad and khichdi in the morning and then 1 main meal in the afternoon. Because we are feeding 700 people a day, Then we're doing food for life also. We're feeding in our area, especially Parikrama Marg, and that, there's a lot of Babajis and sadhus. They just live on the Parikrama Marg. They live under a tree or they live by the wall, or they'll just sleep on the floor anyway. So we are taking, responsibility for that in joint venture with the government. And sometimes there are situations like there was about 250 people who were marching from Delhi going all the way somewhere to some city near Agra, because that's where they were all for. And unfortunately, the government had done a lockdown, so there's no transportation. And by them staying in the city, they couldn't survive, so they started walking. So as they were going through each area, the government was somehow making arrangement that they were being fed. This is just one group. There are so many groups going in different directions. So we were told that tomorrow at this time, this group will be marching from here. Can you please arrange for prasadam for them? So we arranged prasad for 250 people out there to eat. We fed them. We also had packed lunch for them so they could continue, their journey for the next, 10, 12 hours till they would get down to the next city, So we are trying very, very hard to maintain all these things, and we are economizing as much as possible. However, initially the first month the donations were very reasonable, that we got like close to, I would say 70-80% of what we needed. The next month it went down to 50%. Now it's gone down to like 30 or 40%. So we definitely need international help so that we can actually continue, serving the deities, the devotees, the cows, the Brajbasis like this. The Kirtaniyas, 24-hour Kirtans have been going on ever since the temple started. So there's a group of some 35, 40 devotees there also. And, devotee care, when you have a family of 700 people, it means every day there is some situation, somebody is having this problem or that problem. So our clinic, we have our own clinic where we have volunteer doctors, but sometimes we have to take them to hospitals and medicines. Sometimes we have to take, some more expensive medicines just to cure devotees. So there is quite a big challenge. It's a time of challenge for the world, but it's a very serious challenge for us because Vrindavan is a small village, really. It's not a city. It's not like we have so many industries and factories and people that we can, knock on their doors and say, look, this is your temple, please. So what we are doing is we're knocking on the international doors and saying, please come forward. Vrindavan is Prabhupada's home. It means Vrindavan is your home. Is Radharani's palace here. And, it's actually, regardless of the challenging times, it's an opportunity to do some extraordinary service, to go out of our way to help maintain Krishna Balaram and Krishna Balaram temple given to us by Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you for that update.
Yes.
And as I said, we'll try to organize something in the next week or two.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Whatever you can all get together and do, that will be really appreciated. And like you were saying, you could do a separate Zoom call. So if people have questions and that, we can ask the temple president to come on.
Yes.
And maybe if Dinabandhu is available, I'll ask Dinabandhu to come on.
Okay.
So that like people can actually, see what I'm saying is a virtual reality. Yeah.
Now we trust you anyway. And if any devotee, of course, after the lockdown is over, goes to Vrindavan, please do approach the Karagya Prabhu. He's so friendly and he's so accommodating. He'll show you places in Vrindavan which we never believed that they were there. And he's got so much nectar to share. So it's such an amazing devotee. So thank you, Karagya Prabhu. So
there's 1,500 places where Krishna performed pastimes. So you need good time, or you need to come every year for 3 months.
So no 5 weeks, huh? 3 months.
No, I'm not Krishna Swami. I'm just a simple, humble devotee. Maharaji was extraordinary. He was empowered. He was Prabhupada's touchstone.
That's a nice quote, actually. Thank you for that. Yeah. Nice one. So we can do Aarti, Hara Devi, Pushkar, and Atma Darshini Devi can sing. Last time we had the singer was in Canada, Atma Darshini. The Madanga player was in Mauritius, Maitreya Prabhu. The Aarti was being done in the UK, and I'm not sure where the cartels were, but maybe from Golok, Vrindavan. But it was amazing. So maybe we can do try to do something similar today. So I'll get off this. Okay, so Hara and Pushkar, where are you?
We're here.
Ah, yes, good. Okay. And Atma, great. Been dying to hear you.
Hi, Krishna.
So, and maybe 15 minutes you can sing, including maybe Mahamantra if you want.
Shri Guru Charana Kevala Bhakati Satma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Satma Andamai Sabada Andamai Krishna Prapti Krishna Krishna Prapti Krishna Guru Mukha Padmakya Hite Kariya Guru Mukha Padmakya Hite Kariya Arana Kariya Mani Asha Arana Kariya Mani Asha Arana Kariya Mani Asha Arana Kariya Mani Asha Shri Guru Charani Rati Aise Uttama Shri Guru Charani Rati Aise Uttama He Prasade Pute Sarva Asha 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 Akshardhan dil ye janme janme Prabhu se 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 Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashita Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashita Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashita Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashita Prema Bhakti Aha Hoite Avidya Vinashayate 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 Vedikaya Hara Charita Vedikaya Hara Charita Vedikaya Hara Charita Vedikaya Hara Charita Shri Guru Athama Chanara Bandhu Shri Guru Athama Chanara Looking at Lokira Jivana Looking at looking at Jivana. Looking at Jivana. Looking at Aha Prabhu Karadaya Te Hamare Pada Chaya Aha Prabhu Karadaya Te Hamare Pada Chaya Aha Prabhu Karadaya Te Hamare Pada Chaya Maha Prabhu Karadaya De Hamare Pada Chaya Ebe Ashir Dushti Bhavana Ebe Ashir Dushti Bhavana Adui Pada Laila Sharana Dui Pada Laila Sharana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Prabhupada Patita Pavana Srila Gurudev Patita Pavana Gurudev Patita Pavana Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Krishna Das Swami Iti Namine Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Krishna Das Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Gurudeva 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 Jaya Patita Pavana Gurudeva Jaya Patita Pavana Gurudeva Jaya Patita Pavana Gurudeva Jaya Patita Pavana Gurudeva.
Jai Om Vishnupad Parahams Prajashi Srimad His Divine Grace Krishna Maharaj Ki Jai Guru Maharaj Ki Jai Guru Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Shukrat, Paramswarashi Srimati Divine Grace. Abhaya Charan Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Savior of the whole world, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kundgiri Govardhan Ki Jai. Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samveta Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Brahat Madanga Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Shri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Che Goswami Ki Jai. Mach Kach Varaha Nasing Vaman Pashuram Ram Krishna Balaram Bauddha Kalki Dasavatar Ki Jai. Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Kalki Dham Ki Jai. Gau Mata Ki Jai. Gopal Ji Ki Jai. Kalki Avatar Ki Jai. Saraswati Mata Ki Jai. Gaur Ki Jai. Chakradhari Ki Jai. Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Guru Maharaj is Vyasapuja Mahotsav Ki Jai. Gurudev Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. So, Hare Krishna devotees, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to Atmadarshini for singing so beautifully, so much devotion. And for Pushkar and Hara to host the Aarti. They're also cooking the feast today, so please don't go without the gulab jamuns. They're available virtually, of course, unfortunately. So we can start this wonderful honor of being able to express our heartfelt emotions, heartfelt thoughts towards the one who's going to save us, because he's going to link us, he's linking us to Srila Prabhupada, who's linking us to the Parampara, who's linking us to Radha and Krishna. So Guru Maharaj is somebody who we can never repay our debt to, because he's doing the greatest service to us. And this is our time where we have this opportunity in front of all the God brothers and all the God sisters to say our thanks to him for deepest part of our heart. So I'd like to start first with Madhusudan Prabhu, and then we will go to Bharat and then Mauritius. Madhusudan Prabhu?
Sorry, Haribol. Hare Krishna. Nabi, sorry, I'll just...
That's it. Good.
I'm here. I've had to come to Birmingham, but I've been on the phone and listening, and it's wonderful that I'm able to still share this moment with you all here. I'm sorry about this, but because it's really nice to still be part of this, and I was hoping that I would be home by now, but I'm not. I just couldn't get back.
Well, do you want to do your offering later?
Sorry?
Do you want to do your offering later? Because then we can go to Bharat and Mauritius first.
Wait a minute. Sorry?
Do you want to go, do you want to get home and do your offering then?
I can just say a little bit now. I can,
okay,
as an offering, and then I'll still be part of it so others can carry on, if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Go on.
Yeah, okay. So, Jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasaya Bhutale Shimate Krishna Das Swami Tinamine. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasaya Bhutale Shimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine. Namaste Saraswati Devi. Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschata Desatarine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jai Tvagada Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. So, in order to say a few words in glorification of our Guru Maharaj, Sri Krishnadas Maharaj, it's really an honor and a privilege to actually say something. And I've been in this kind of situation many, many times on many Vyasapujas. Either it would be in South London, and I'll be driving up and coming up there and take part in the Vyasapuja offering. And I always find myself in a moment saying, never seem to have prepared anything. But whatever I say, I feel that I'm saying it from my heart. When Guru Maharaj always used to listen to my offering, and then I felt that he at least reciprocated and gave me his blessings every time. And then so many wonderful, wonderful offerings I've heard from many devotees, who've dedicated their lives in serving Guru Maharaj. And through serving Guru Maharaj, they were serving Srila Prabhupada as well, and the whole parampara. So I hope that we were all doing that, and we are still doing that. And in glorification of Guru Maharaj today, I just would like to say how deeply honored and touched by the fact that, I have crossed his path. He came into our lives and my family's life, and he blessed us. And as I was listening to Trikaligya earlier on, he also played a very big part in giving me association, his association as well as Guru Maharaj's association, because I spent a lot of time with Trikaligya. He's my cousin, we grew up together. But being in Krishna consciousness, and he is so knowledgeable and experienced, and so well, what should I say, so attuned with Sanatana Dharma, because of Krishna Maharaj. Guru Maharaj really fixed us all in the principles and the etiquettes of Sanatana Dharma. And he himself was an epitome of Sanatana Dharma. He understood Sanatana Dharma so much, and we saw so many times that he was at the manor with so many, surrounded by young American, English devotees of all sorts. But he was an elderly gentleman then in their association, and he would try to guide them into the etiquettes and the principles of Sanatana Dharma, because he was already well fixed in it. By the age of 15, Guru Maharaj had already mastered Bhagavad Gita. And he would try to guide this unexperienced, and the American devotees and the English devotees had come from a different culture and different background. But Maharaj understood how Sanatana Dharma principles work, and he would guide them. And he would guide us as well, because we had been touched by this Western concept and Western way of life and all that. So when we came across it, it really ignited this Sanatana principles within us as well. So worshipping Go Mata, Bharat Mata, we understood the importance of the Bharat Varsh, Vrindavan Dham. And my cousin, Trikaligya, he had so much experience, and he was so fortunate, and many of you are also so fortunate that you were able to travel around with Maharaj. I was never able to. And I used to hear the katha and the stories afterwards, and saying we went with Maharaj, we were in the train, we were going there, going there, and Maharaj was so experienced in going around Bharat. And, you know, some devotees in Coventry like Janak Raj, Anant Vijay, they all went with Maharaj into Bharat. But I spent most of my time in UK, serving Maharaj whenever he's around, and taking his association and guidance. But he just reminded him, he just acknowledged the fact that we are Bharatiyas. We have grown up with this culture, so we should be aware of all these things, how to receive sadhus, how to serve them, how to stand for Sanatana Dharma. So we were very, very fortunate. And that is the glory of Guru Maharaj, that, you know, he is a living example of a true Bharatiya with Sanatana principles walking around. And at the manner, we could see a lot of times there were conflicts because they could not understand Maharaj. You know, these other devotees, younger devotees, they were saying, oh, Maharaj used to be done like this, like that. You know, Maharaj was so strong. But one thing is definite, like Trikaliya said, Maharaj spoke and he roared like a lion when he had to. And he was so gentle and loving when he had to. And when he was in our association, when he came to our house, you know, my Dharmapatni was so proud of asking Maharaj, Maharaj, what would you like to eat? He had a very simple, very healthy diet. When we start to realize he just wants mung dal and whatever it is just so simple. And you realize that is such a healthy way of eating as well, you know, with ginger on the side and green chili on the side, or boiled mug and mung. And so it's been a great honor and a privilege that we remember him on a day like this. And many of you will have wonderful memories of him. And, you know, all the other devotees that actually came in contact with Maharaj, you know, some of the devotees have served him a lot in Coventry. When we established the temple, and we were renovating the temple, putting new windows and doors, and, you know, knocking down walls and bricks and putting tiles on the roof. And Maharaj would come around and he would just be so happy to see us working hard. And he himself one day picked up a hammer and he was started to chip away at the brick. And he said, as a sadhu, I've never picked a hammer in my life. I've had no reason to. But today I will, because of Krishna's service. I will also help you. And he would just be standing amongst us and also chipping away at the bricks, because we know we were all working to renovate the building. But Maharaj would be very happy, you know, he would just give us his association, encouragement. And then he helped us to draw up the constitution for the place. Also guided us in setting up the center there. And then, you know, some wonderful devotees have served him a lot. And, you know, like Nanubai and Janak Raj and Lokanath, and so many came along and gave us support in serving Guru Maharaj. And they were also, you know, their lives were also enriched. And especially South London, you know, the devotees there inspired us a lot. So we used to come and support them. So that's what I would like to say. And whatever I've said, I hope I've said in my heart. And if I said anything wrong, please forgive me. But Guru Maharaj, you're always in my heart. Even though there were times when I wasn't in physical contact with him often, he would be traveling around, and sometimes there were issues and I had my own personal issues. And then there were times when I couldn't be associated with Maharaj, but he had always been in my heart. I never felt that, you know, I had distanced myself away from Maharaj. I understood that. That's my Dharmapatni next to me, sorry, Kamakshi. And quite rightly, you know, when you have accepted a guru in your heart, then you want to try to understand the Sanatana Dharma, the spiritual life, through that guru. through Prabhupada, because you're already connected. You don't need to go around, wandering around and bumming around for this guru, that guru, that guru, listen to him, listen to that. No, once you fix, then whatever instructions Maharaj, whether I have understood or not understood, but at least you need to try to fester that in your heart, make it grow, understand, and then let it fructify. Give chance to that. And then see, oh, maybe I don't understand this. And then you can take association of senior sadhus and inquire and query and question and clarify your doubts and everything. But when you have someone like Krishnadas Maharaj, such a fixed, a staunch Sanatan Dharmi and dedicated to Prabhupada, we can't go wrong. So I bow down to his lotus feet over and over again, many times. And thank you, Navi, for giving me a chance to speak a little bit. And I'm sure many others will say other things as well, Guru Maharaj. But it's been quite a long, already 4 years, and we think time, but Maharaj is always in your heart. So thank you. Thank you, Navi.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kamakshi.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Very nice to see you. So, Kamakshi, can you speak a little bit later?
Yeah, I haven't prepared.
Okay.
Happy to stay for a bit later. No, that's fine.
So actually,
that's other devotees.
Thank you. One devotee actually has to go, and she's Indulekha. Are you there, Indulekha?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes, I am here.
Would you actually you should show yourself.
Prabhuji, you can give some senior devotees. I can wait for I have half an hour, so you can give some more senior devotees.
That's good. Yeah. So let's call upon Shiv Dayal from Bharat. We also want to hear. I think Sadashiva is going to speak about Guru Maharaj's time in South Africa. So maybe after a couple of devotees in Bharat can speak, and then we will go to Sadashiva in South Africa. Yeah. Sadashiva. Shiv Dayal. Or even if Narayan Prabhu is there, then Narayan Prabhu, you can speak.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Narayan Prabhu, just wrote his information, is father of Madhu Mangal Prabhu. And let's just put you in the spotlight. 1 second.
Nabi Prabhu, can I mention something? I think Shiv Dayal Prabhu was speaking, but he's muted. I think.
Okay.
He was speaking something, but he's muted, I think.
Okay, so let's just go back to Shiv. Sorry, Narayan. We'll get we'll get our act together. Okay, can we hear you? Can we hear you?
Unmute.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Very good, very good. So let me share the screen. This is Uddhav Prabhu's father. And 1 second. And he is a very, very special devotee. Can you see this? So he has.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
Shri Guru Maharaj Ki Jai.
Yeah, go for it. 1 second. Let me just.
Akhand Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yen Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yen Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah Sarva Anand Prabodaya Shri Sesan Tapaharine Satchidanand Sarupaya Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah Agyantimir Andhasya Gyan Anjan Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yen Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parbrahma Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. The first occasion we have the darshan of Guru Maharaj His Holiness Shri Krishna Das Swami was a day before the Ram Navami of 2010 at Mahadham Kapurthala. I had gone there on the occasion of initiation of my son Udit Kapil, now Uddhav Das. My son always spoke very highly of Guru Maharaj, but I never took him seriously because of his young age. I was a session judge at that time and had seen many so-called spiritual leaders in my court for the wrong reasons. Therefore, I had natural curiosity to know the person whom my son was joining as Guru Maharaj. In the very first meeting, I was highly impressed by the spiritual knowledge of Guru Maharaj, by the devotion, by the compassion of Guru Maharaj, by the simplicity of Guru Maharaj. After all this, I thought that my son was in safe hands. He was not joining any professional guru. So I was really very happy. I come from a religious family. My Yajnopavit Sanskar was performed by Jagat Guru Shankaracharya, Swami Madhav Ashramji Maharaj. Due to family values, I had a natural inclination towards spirituality. Therefore, I was very happy for the initiation of my son. In the years to come, I had several occasions to have darshan of Guru Maharaj in ISKCON temple, New Delhi, Vrindavan, Haridwar, and in Mahadham Kapurthala. Guru Maharaj would always ask me to get myself initiated and devote my time in devotional service. Initially, I was not keen. I was reluctant because I had already been given Bij Mantra by my Guru Shri Bhriguji Maharaj. I have been chanting that Bij Mantra. However, I was initiated by Guru Maharaj in 2015 on the occasion of Ram Navami. I was very happy at all this. Guru Maharaj showered his blessings by visiting our Ram Ashram and giving us a chance to serve him. On the way to London with His Grace Navi Prabhu, in July 2016, Guru Maharaj honored us once again by visiting our ashram. Incidentally, that journey to London turned into a journey to Golok Dham. Guru Maharaj was very ill. He had to be taken to the hospital where Guru Maharaj remained admitted for 5 days. To my astonishment, Guru Maharaj was extraordinarily calm and composed. He was in deep pains. Despite that, he was able to maintain his composure. Guru Maharaj was mentally very alert at that time. It was something very amazing, very astonishing. Guru Maharaj used to ask me about the medical reports, and I used to read the reports to Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj would understand and say, this report is okay. There is some change in this report. So at that time also, Guru Maharaj was very alert, very composed, very calm. Although doctors, physicians had told that Swamiji had only a few hours left. At that time also, Guru Maharaj was very mentally alert, very calm, very composed. Guru Maharaj belonged to genuine line of Gurus, a line that extends all the way back to Bhagavan Shri Krishna, the original spiritual master of all, of everyone. In the association of Guru Maharaj, I realized that our Guru Maharaj possessed rich qualities of heart, head and heart, and he has been a perfect Guru. Guru Maharaj was well versed in scriptures and he followed the principles. He followed the spiritual principles, religious principles. Guru Maharaj identified himself as a humble servant of God. Guru Maharaj never claimed himself to be a God as many so-called leaders claim these days. Never, never ever. In the association of Guru Maharaj, I realized that initiation is not just a ritual. It is a very serious matter. It is a very important matter. A disciple must accept his spiritual master as his guide for life, as a representative of God, and should always follow the instructions of his spiritual master. This is a question of faith. Without faith, we cannot reach the kingdom of God. Full faith in Guru and Bhagavan Shri Krishna is the prime factor of success. This is the secret. It is simple, this is the secret. Spiritual master is needed. Why we need? Spiritual master is needed to purge the egoistic tendencies of disciples. Ego makes a person spiritually blind. Ego creates a false identity. An egoist thinks that he does not need a teacher from outside. His false identity is badly impacted by Maya. He is unable to comprehend that master-disciple relationship is the only road to salvation. An egoist cannot understand his shortcomings. He is trapped in his ego's mental box. Obviously, his belief that he is absolutely right only leads to pride. An egoist thinks he is very spiritual, but the hard fact is that he is simply blinded by ego or pride. Illusion that egoist has, he cannot get rid of his ego of his own. The problem cannot be solved from the same level of consciousness which created the problem. Therefore, we need a spiritual master who can take us out of the trappings of Maya, because spiritual master is beyond the Maya, is beyond the impact of Maya. Under the protective umbrella of mercy of Guru Maharaj, I learned that the relationship between spiritual master and the disciple is exactly like the relationship of the gardener and the flowers on the bush. The gardener tends the flowers on the bush, its roots, waters, protects it. Similarly, spiritual master nurtures his disciples with the right thoughts in a conducive and protective environment. Spiritual master ensures that his disciple does not go astray. He is always conscious of the fact that his disciple is going on the right path. Disciple's devotion to his Guru Maharaj is equal to his devotion to God. A devotee does not become a slave by obeying his Guru. Rather, this is the way to subdue and annihilate the ego. By serving the Guru, by sitting at the lotus feet of Guru, we kill our ego. We annihilate our ego in totality. Therefore, Guru Bhakti and Guru Seva are indispensable for self-realization. Our Guru Maharaj has always been very kind to us and to all. I'll narrate one incident. When Guru Maharaj visited our ashram in Gurgaon, one person known to me came and Guru Maharaj asked him, do you eat meat? He said, yes, I was not well, so doctor advised me to eat meat. Guru Maharaj didn't like it and he was very unhappy and said, Okay. So now you will not die. Now you will not die. Guru Maharaj told him, you will die now also, but now you will die after committing sin of meat eating. Guru Maharaj chastised that person not to eat meat, not to take onion, garlic, etc. So that person, he came for the first time, met the Guru Maharaj first time. But Guru Maharaj showed his mercy to him also and advised him that meat eating was a sin. Dying after committing sin was worse than dying otherwise. So Guru Maharaj was always merciful towards his disciples and others as well. Hare Krishna. Thank you for your patient sharing. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shiv Dayal Prabhu Ki Jai. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
I'm very proud of you because you have such a important position in Bharat. He's a judge, so in a sessions court or something like that. But very important, and Guru Maharaj is always very proud of you, and also very proud of Uddhav. Very, very nice family. So thank you very much, Shiv Dayal. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, Narayan Prabhu, now let's just put these. Hare Krishna.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunamilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Tirtha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Putale Srimati Krishna Das Swami Namile. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Putale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namile. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasati Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I pay my billions of obeisances to His Holiness Krishnadas Maharaj. My experiences with Maharaji is very, very unique. It's just like the God planned it, like the Krishna planned it. It's surprising. I never met Maharaji through anybody. I was in Botswana, which is the base of the Maharaji, and about 30 years before, in 1989, I traveled to Durban, South Africa. After darshan, when I was coming out, I saw a saint walking around with one of his disciples, who was his secretary, Shonik Muni. He was from Petersburg. Maharaji saw me and he said, "Beta, you speak Hindi?" I said, "Yes, Maharaji, I speak Hindi." It was my first interaction with him. "Oh, Beta, when did you come?" And Maharaji asking a few questions. When I told Maharaji I'm from Botswana, he was extremely happy. I told Maharaji that I used to organize Ramayana at my residence, the one which is of 24 hours, Sampurna Ramayana. And I have been organizing every year, Maharaji. Maharaji was extremely happy. And he told his disciple, Shonak Prabhu, to write down my phone number and my address in Botswana. By then, I was in a village which is about 120 kilometers from the Gaborone, from the capital. I couldn't believe it. After a couple of months, Maharaji came to my ashram in a village. I was having the Ramayana. Maharaji checked it with the temple authorities when I have Ramayana. Maharaji came that in Ramayana. I was so happy. I was so blessed. It is all mercy of Krishna. It's all mercy of Krishna. Maharaji came with his 2-3 disciples whom I never met. Maharaji gave some pravachan and passed a few hours and then came back to Gaborone, the capital. This is my first start of meeting Maharaji. It is all the divine game of Krishna. Krishna wanted me to meet him the first day. Maharaji gave me blessings, which Maharaji told me later on, one day you will come to Gaborone. Prabhuji, I applied for my transfer, and before Maharaji's mercy, I was posted to Gaborone in one of the best institutions. I started visiting the temple very often. Temple president came and said, now Maharaj is here, now you should come more often. There was no temple actually. We have Goranithai in one of the place called Hindu Hall. We used to have the darshan there. We used to have a small satsang there. Later on, one devotee, a wealthy businessman, made a small temple in his home. And Maharaji always used to visit there. In the morning, they give me some seva. Mangalarti we will go. Maharaji used to be extremely happy. We see Maharaji 3:30 sitting there at the sofa, chanting the Harinam. Maharaji was extremely vigilant, I would say. Maharaji would say, I say, Narayan Das, today you came a bit early. One day I was 5 minutes late, you came a bit late. No, beta, no late, you should come on time. Maharaji was very, very good observer, and he was observing every moment. My association came with Maharaji in the temple. Maharaji used to visit the temple very, very often. In the afternoon, in the morning, we will sit Maharaji with hours and hours, and Maharaji will tell his experiences. Because in the morning, I have enough time and everybody would go to his office. So I was left with Maharaji for some time. It was really, really very exciting experience to sit with Maharaji. Maharaji loved Ramayana very much. As we could see, Maharaji learned Ramayana at the age of 9 years. I never knew this one. So when I used to go to the temple, sometimes Maharaji will hug me. I must see, Beta Narayan Das, you sit here. You read Ramayana for me. I would read Ramayana for Maharaji. One day Maharaji was in a good mood. In the morning, 7:30, Maharaji said, today I want you to, don't go to work. I said, Maharaji, I'm free in the morning session. Don't worry. I want you to read Sundarkand. And I read Sundarkand for 1 hour, 1.25 hours. Maharaji was extremely happy. I never knew the love for Maharaji, the love for Ramayana is so much. During the time, Maharaji will say, Beta, you are Vaishnava, you are Brahman. And when you are Brahman and you are Vaishnava, you should never be scared of anything. So anyway, 1998, I would say, we used to have, every year we used to have Gita Mahayagya, and Maharaji used to have to Botswana. It was a unique experience for me to see the Gita Mahayagya. Maharaji voice was so just like thunder, and he will speak all the 700 verses in 5 to 6 hours continuously. I was amazed to see the austerity Maharaji used to have. Maharaji was so bold sometimes. I was really amazed to see it. When our temple president used to bring Ramayana like this, Maharaji will shout, you put it, wrap it in a red cloth, put it on the head. Ramayana is Lord Rama. I have learned from Maharaji how to respect the scriptures. The scriptures are not simply books. They are the deity of the Lord. I was very, very impressed. All these things were going in my subconscious mind. My children, Atmandarshini, Madhu Mangal Das, and Pavani Ganga, they all were very small at that time. They all were, I will take them to Mangalarti. Maharaji used to be very, very happy, very, very happy. I did not know what is aspiring in their mind, but they all were picking up, Maharaji used to be very happy. Sometimes Madhu Mangal will go and press the legs of the Maharaji. Maharaji will be very happy. Sometimes Maharaji will call in the afternoon on phone, Narayan Das, where are you? I say, Maharaji, I'm here. come here immediately. I will go with Madhumangal, or I will go myself and will serve Maharaji in a little way. I used to be a little bit scared from Maharaji because Maharaji was sometimes very, very serious, Anyway, as a love developed, Maharaji has always an intention that Narayana should develop spiritually. Every time he was thinking, the moment he sees me, he will ask me so many things. Okay, beta, what you did today, how you did today. He will ask so many inquiries, and I was very happy about that. One day I remember personal experience, how Maharaji was keen for our spiritual upgrowth. We were sitting there, and when Maharaji used to come from South Africa or overseas, he will sit and we will do Guru Puja and small prayer to Maharaji, Guru Aarti. Temple President will say, Narandas will do Guru Aarti, I will do Guru Aarti, and we will sit Maharaji. Maharaji will tell 10 to 15 minutes about his experiences, about traveling experience. He used to be very, very tired. One day I was sitting. I was in pajama and kurta. Maharaji tells me in a very angry way, Narandas, why you are in pajama? Go and change it to dhoti. I was very foolish. I was looking at Maharaji. I was thinking in my mind, Maharaji, there are so many people sitting in pajama. You are only, I thought in my mind, I didn't tell Maharaji. Maharaji, you are telling me to change the dhoti. I never knew Maharaji is thinking that Narayana should be upgraded to spiritual, have a good spiritual growth. I was so foolish, I never thought this thing. I went home, changed it to dhoti and came back. Maharaji, sabash beta, sabash. You have done a good job. Maharaj, I will sit with Maharaji and life will continue. Sometimes sitting with Maharaji keep on telling me a lot of things about the scriptures continuously, a lot of material. And Maharaji was saying, beta, you should always be bold like a thunderbolt. Maharaji gave me initiation in 1998 and second initiation in 1999. And Maharaji told the president, allow Narayan Das to have the altar service and teach him how to do the altar service, changing the dress of the deities and so on. And I was really, really very impressed with Maharaji, how Maharaji is considerate about me. We had some rough time also. One day, well, it's good to reveal today is a day when I can reveal my mind. We have a practice in Botswana, and once we come to Bharat, we must get a deity dress for deity dressing, and good for occasion and good for thing. It was a kind of a small competition. Everybody will go and bring something for the Lordship. I put a dress for my Lordship, and Temple President did not put it. And by the time I was very heavy in the heart that I brought it with love and devotion, why it was not. Maharaji was like my father, and I was sitting with Maharaji and I told Guru Maharaji, I'm feeling very sad. The tears rolled out from my eyes. I said, Maharaji said, what happened, beta? I was alone. Maharaji, I put the dress. He did not put it. Maharaji was very cool. He said, don't worry. Maharaji came outside in the hall. He called the temple president. Why did you not put Narayan Das dress? They were surprised what has happened. Then Maharaji said, Narayan Das, I am encouraging you, speak. Whatever you have in the heart, you should speak. I spoke. Whatever I have in my mind, in my heart. Anyway, Maharaji resolved the issue very, very quickly. We used to have the Gita Mahayagya, which was a wonderful thing. All the initiations were given during this time. And Gita Mahayagya was like a very great festival. We used to celebrate with great happiness. My work was just to collect the cow dung for the Yagya Kund and so on. And it was done. Maharaji used to be very happy. Well, I know there was no rain in Botswana for quite some time. Everybody was praying for rain, but no rain. Maharaji challenged it. I say, I challenge. After Gita Mahayagya, rain will come. It is amazing to know the rain came in such a heavy way. For 5 to 6 days, there was a very, very heavy rain, and people were surprised. How come? The press reporter came, took the interview of Maharaji. Maharaji gave the interview. Everybody was happy. This is the blessing of a saint, blessing of the Guru. Maharaji was very, very happy. Well, things went on. In 2011, due to somehow some misunderstanding came between the Botswana temple and Maharaji. Well, I would not like to go through it, something happens. It wasn't so pleasant. It wasn't so pleasant. Maharaji went to South Africa, and I heard saying in Botswana, Maharaji is not coming to Botswana because he is sick, he is not well. I was feeling very unhappy, very uneasy. Say, Maharaji is well. I always used to talk to Maharaji in South Africa. How come Maharaji is not coming to Botswana? Accept my to and visit my house. Oh my God. He accepted my invitation immediately and said, Beta, I'm going to Botswana on this particular date and I'm going to stay. This is something great dream which I never ever thought in my life. Maharaji came to Botswana. The Atri Prabhu came, Priyavat Prabhu came, Shatrughn Prabhu came, and all these our God brothers came, and Maharaji passed about 2 days, I think, 2 days or so in Botswana. He gave a satsang in the Hindu hall, and it was so fantastic. Some people tried to put a rumor there that in ISKCON, we don't like the Ramayana. Ramayana is not chanted in ISKCON. I told Maharaji was very unhappy. It's a Srila Prabhupada you are advocating Ramayana. And Lord Ram and Krishna, there is no difference, they are the same. And Valmiki was a great devotee of the Lord. And Maharaji spoke about Ramayana at length. Maharaji even, we came to know that day, first time Maharaji even established a temple in UK. Bhagavan Ram, Lakshman, Sita, we came to know the first time that day, Maharaji spoke a lot, and everybody applauded and appreciated Maharaji about the Ramayana because people have a misconception that Ramayana is not being, taught in ISKCON. So everything went well, very, very nicely. This is my small experience in Botswana. We went to South Africa. We used to go to South Africa very often during Gita Mahayagya and being taken care of by all the God brothers, Atri Prabhu, Priyavat Prabhu, Shatrughn Prabhu, Patik Pavani, and many other devotees. And it was a very, very pleasant experience. We had a few wonders in the way, but I think due to the time constraint, I will not go for it, Well, Maharaji asked me many, many times. It's very important for me to mention. One day Maharaji called me in Durban. He said, Beta, what are your plans? I was looking at Maharaji. I said, Maharaji, plan, you mean what your plan means? Maharaji, I'm very happy with your blessings and getting a good money. No, Beta, you are a fool. Maharaji, you are a fool. I was looking at Maharaji. Beta, what is your plan when you go have a final journey when you leave the body? What are your plans? Oh, I never thought in that line. Then I was quiet. I said, Maharaji said, Beta, leave your job. Tell Narayani to leave the job. Go to Bharat, go to Dham, do Tirth Yatra, and do a little bit preaching Bharat Dham. Maharaji planted the seed in my mind. It was not growing, but he planted it. And then I thought in my mind, if I go to Bharat, what will happen to my job? It is so material attachment. And then I asked a few friends, no, don't make a mistake going to Bharat. You are well settled here, you are a permanent resident, everything is fine. But that thing is bothering me. Maharaji's memory was very, very sharp. I went to Bharat and then Maharaji said, Beta, what have you thought now? what are your plans to come to Bharat? I said, Maharaji, I will try to think seriously. Third time Maharaji met me, but no. I wanted to know your date exactly whether you're coming to Bharat. Then that gave me a great impetus. I say, no, the time has come now, and I should leave the Bharat. I should leave for Bharat. Maharaji has given us a lot of teaching, and they were so interesting. And I could remember one from Ramayana Sundarkand. Sachiva Vair Guru Tini Jo Priyabo Laidya As Raj Dharmatan Tini Kar Hoi Be Gahi Nas. Maharaji, it is mentioned, I said, Maharaji, I present the unhappiness, fear, and the hope. Sometimes we try to make the people happy. But Maharaji said, Beta, some people who make this happy, it's clearly written in the Ramayana, either they will lose the body, they will lose the dharma, they will not be happy person. And Maharaji also always advocating, dharma rakshati rakshata. You take care of dharma, dharma will protect you. This was the Maharaji's philosophy. And then I think I have enough time. I will just try to wind it up quickly.
Yeah,
Then the last experience. Yeah, I will try to wind it quickly. Sorry.
We can't hear you very clearly.
Okay.
So, and I think
okay.
we can come back to
Can you hear me?
Not clearly. We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you later.
Yeah. Okay, Babu. Okay. Okay, Babu.
Thank you for sharing.
Right.
Okay. So
okay, Babu.
We can just go to Indulekha.
Yeah.
So, Indulekha, you there?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes, I'm here. Can you hear me
Good.
properly?
So, Indulekha, thank you very much for joining us. And
can you hear me properly, yeah. Prabhuji?
Very clear.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone. I hope you are all well. Thank you for arranging this Vyasapuja for our dear Guru Maharaj. And thank you for giving me this opportunity also, because I know there are lots of devotees waiting and to read their offerings. I won't be long because I have to go like by 12. I should have fun. Anyway, I will start with Guru Puja. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Krishna Das Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Puchavani Nirvisesa Shunyavadi Pastita Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhagavati. So yeah, I will read another sloka for our Guru Maharaj. Dhyanamulam Guru Murti Pujamulam Guru Padam Mantramulam Guru Vakyam Mokshamulam Guru Kripa. So the translation is, the Guru's form is the best to meditate upon, the Guru's feet are the best to worship, the Guru's word is a mantra, and the Guru's grace is a route for liberation. So Guru Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Even today, I can remember the day when Guru Maharaj visited my place in Mauritius. And he wanted to see the parents of his devotees, Ganga and Gomti. And that was very far before I took initiation from him. And I had not even met Guru Maharaj before that. But out of his causeless mercy, Guru Maharaj came to reclaim me from the ocean of miseries. I was lost, not knowing which path to follow. But Maharaj presence at my residence in the year 2000 had already changed my mind. Guru Maharaj visit was a blessing in disguise for me. Few years later, I landed up in the South London temple, which was under Guru Maharaj's jurisdiction at that time. Even now, it must be. So I was a most fortunate person that I must say I was a most fortunate soul to be under Guru Maharaj's guidance, to be able to fulfill the mission of life. Because without Guru Maharaj, I would be lost. There were lots of challenges, ups and downs, but none of these have stopped my spiritual progress. I have a great regret though. Maharaj invited me to visit his ashram in Punjab, and I could not make that, but I visited the one in Vrindavan. So recently, I visited South India, and I thought a lot about Guru Maharaj. If it was not for Guru Maharaj's causeless mercy, I too would have been like those thousands of visitors to those numerous Vishnu temples without a proper knowledge of the deities and their importance in our life. So I know Guru Maharaj is his Lord Krishna, and away from all the miseries of this material world, I hope that Guru Maharaj will kindly request Lord Krishna to please reclaim all of us from this material ocean of birth and death, and give us shelter at his lotus feet. So here, Yasya Prasadat, Bhagavat Prasadu, Yasya Prasadan, Nagatu Putopi, Yayan Stupan Tasya Yasya Trisandham, Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam. Is a transition is by the mercy of the spiritual master, one receives the benediction of Krishna. Without this grace of the spiritual master, one cannot make any advancement. Therefore, I should always remember and praise the spiritual master at least 3 times a day. I should offer my respectful obeisances on his lotus feet, on the lotus feet of my spiritual master. So by the mercy of Guru Maharaj and Lord Krishna, I am progressing in my spiritual life slowly but surely. In Canada, where I am actually living, I have good association. I actually have nice devotees. They are all very caring, and they are very enthusiastic devotees. Even though in the lockdown of the present moment, we have virtual programs every day, starting with early morning japa sessions, Srimad Bhagavatam classes, and we are doing Maharaji during the weekends, sharing knowledge. Sunday feast program, even counseling for devotees are there from these very wonderful devotees. I think of myself being so fortunate to be in the association. Once again, I would like to thank Guru Maharaj for bestowing his causeless mercy on such a low fallen soul like me. And I would always pray to his lotus feet. My Guru Maharaj, everybody misses him, so do I. So I will thank all of you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Indulekha Mataji ki jai.
You are welcome. Thank you, Prabhuji. Nabi Prabhu ki jai and Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Keep in touch, huh? Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I saw Param Purush from Bharat, but I'm not sure if he's still with us. If you're there, Param Purush, let me know, and I'd like you to speak. Otherwise, let's go to Mauritius, because they've been waiting for some time. And then we'll do a couple of offerings from Mauritius, and then we can hear Shraddha Shiva in South Africa. So, Parshuram Prabhu?
Hare Krishna.
Very good, Parshuram Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna, you're hearing me, Prabhuji? It's okay?
Very good. Very good. Let me just put the spotlight on you. Okay, yes, very good. So go ahead.
Okay. First of all, thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me the opportunity to share my personal experience about Guru Maharaj concerning the Mauritius Yatra.
Very good. Thank you very much.
My offering to Guru Maharaj, Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale, Srimati Krishna Das Swami Iti Namine. Puja Guru Maharaj, please accept my most humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus divine feet. All glories to you, to your divine grace. All glories to you on this most auspicious day of your Vyasapuja. Guru Maharaj was asked by His Holiness Giraj Swami Maharaj to come to Mauritius to do mass preaching among Mauritian people who were not so favorable or ignorant about Krishna consciousness at that time. Guru Maharaj, as from 1988, started coming regularly to Mauritius and stayed for 2 to 3 months, mainly at Krishna Balram Mandir or Shri Radha Golokananda temple. Those days were really difficult in Mauritius. But Guru Maharaj in Mauritius will always be remembered as a powerful ISKCON sannyasi who brought the real spiritual revolution among the Hindu community. Guru Maharaj's strong and bold preaching, as from the beginning of the 90s, reached in every town and remote villages of our island. Guru Maharaj's instructions was clear that satsang should be organized every day. And we still remember Guru Maharaj pravachan in town and villages, which at times went beyond midnight. We as devotees at times became tired or fell asleep, but Guru Maharaj pravachan continued. The audience were really amazed, enthusiastic by Guru Maharaj's strong pravachan, kathas or Krishna or Ram Katha in Hindi. By the end of the pravachan, many people were so inspired and promised to become vegetarian or to follow the regulative principles. We still remember many places where pravachan were held. Guru Maharaj used to ask our Jes Bhrata Shri Prabhu Dattatreya and other senior disciples at that time to invite head of the village or leaders. And Guru Maharaj always used to ask them to promote Krishna consciousness. And with his blessing, the name of villages and streets were changed. Today, thanks to Guru Maharaj, we have places as Vrindavan Road, Hare Krishna Road. This is due to the mercy of Guru Maharaj preaching in Mauritius. Guru Maharaj had a vision for our small island. During his regular visit in Mauritius, Guru Maharaj met so many dignitaries, such as the former president of Mauritius, the former minister of education, president and leaders of various socio-cultural organizations. And with the help of one devotee at the time named Mr. Suraj Bali, who was the director of the Mauritius TV Broadcasting Corporation, Guru Maharaj used to have special program and pravachan broadcasted on our national radio and TV channel. Even in the local newspaper, there were articles with the title, His Holiness Krishna Das Swami Maharaj determined to make Mauritius the first Krishna conscious country. Guru Maharaj was considered as the father of the new spiritual nation of Mauritius. We even had Guru Maharaj met the chief of the army staff, one Mr. Raj Dayal, and several satsangs and pravachan were organized for the Mauritius police force and the army. Thus, even there was the installation of the Shiv Linga at Ganga Talab by the chief army staff, Mr. Raj Dayal, under the guidance of Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, within a short lapse of time, influenced many people, and they became devotees in Mauritius and started coming to ISKCON temple regularly. Many of them started following the 5 regulative principles. Many devotees were enthusiastic and always asking, when will Guru Maharaj come to Mauritius, and when they will have the opportunity to have his darshan, holy darshan or satsang. And thus Guru Maharaj made many disciples in Mauritius. Guru Maharaj, every time he came to Mauritius, especially in the months of February, we had to organize special, satsang, whereby Guru Maharaj would go to do parikrama at Ganga Talav, have darshan of the deities, and we shared prasadam there. What to say of our national airport? Guru Maharaj used to distribute laddus to all airport staff, be it from the police, immigration, customs, airline staff, tour operators. We had to bring from 400 to 600 laddus.
Wow.
Both on the arrival and departure of Guru Maharaj. And everyone working at the airport were really enthusiastic to have the holy darshan of Guru Maharaj. And today we can say that devotees, ISKCON devotees have special consideration at the airport. Whenever they see devotees, they do get some preferences at the airport. This is what Guru Maharaj has done previously. Guru Maharaj bless our small island and everyone staying in it by his transcendental presence and heart preaching word. We will always remain indebted to Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj's teaching and blessing will always remain with us. I bow to his lotus feet. Hare Krishna, your insignificant disciple, Parshuram Das. Thank you.
Hey, Parshuram Prabhu ki jai. Very good.
Jai Prabhuji, Jai Prabhuji.
Some really good nectar today. Thank you very, very much. Really amazing. Nice to hear some of those parts. We never heard about these ladus.
Yeah.
Who made them? Who made them? Who used to make them? Many devotees.
No. All who was coming to the airport had to bring some ladus for Guru Maharaj to distribute. Yeah.
We used to have the same here, but not 400 and not to the.
No. and we were even scolded if the ladus were finished. You should have brought more. Why so less?
Amazing, amazing. Yes. Okay. So thank you very, very much. Now, Parshuram. That's fine. Just reply after 7. Now, let's do a couple of offerings from Mauritius, and then we'll go to South Africa. Salashiva can do exactly what you did. Give us an idea of how Guru Maharaj had such an impact. And then we'll come back to Mauritius again. So who would you like to read offerings from Mauritius?
Chitra Devi or Maitreya Prabhu?
Yeah, let's do Maitreya and let's do Karuna Bandhan. Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you, Parshuram Prabhu. Really very,
Hare Krishna, Babuji. Hare
really,
Krishna.
Very, very nice. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So Maitreya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Good, yes, you're there.
Hearing me? Hare Bo.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
I thank all devotees participating today in the Vyasapuja ceremony. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthe Bhutale Srimate Krishna Das Swami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthe Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. All glory is to Sri Sri Radha Golokananda. All glory is to Sri Sri Krishna Balaram. All glory is to Sri Sri Panchatattva. Puja Guru Maharaj, please accept my most humble obeisances at your divine lotus feet. All glory is to Guru Maharaj on this most auspicious day of your Vyasapuja. Guru Maharaj, I have been blessed by your frequent visits in Mauritius. Being a strong preacher of Sanatana Dharma, we are very pleased Srila Prabhupada encouraged our Guru Maharaj to join ISKCON and preach this Krishna consciousness, which is a prime benediction to all of us. We are very thankful to Sri Giriraj Maharaj to send Sri Krishnadas Maharaj to Mauritius and South Africa. We heard Sri Giriraj Maharaj paid the airplane ticket. Thank you, Maharaj. Our Guru Maharaj was a very strict follower of Sanatana Dharma. He was very lovely as well. Once he said, us, if you can't chant your 16 round, go to other Guru for initiation. Guru Maharaj, we miss you a lot. Please guide us wherever you are. Only your kind blessing can lead us to the right path of Bhakti Yoga perfectly. We shall never forget our spiritual master who visited Mauritius very often. At the airport, there were distribution of prasad, especially laddus. And if we bring gulab jamun or a cake, Guru Maharaj will be very angry to us. All workers in different departments at the airport were very, very happy. They give us, Guru Maharaj, all privilege. And me and Prabhu Pasuram, we have to take the laddus to different departments. So I was not allowed to go there in the department. I have to follow Pasuram Prabhu and Guru Maharaj to distribute the laddus. There was a program for Guru Maharaj in our country, in the city of Port Louis. Even the policemen had to walk in parade and chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra loudly in front of the commissioner of police. Guru Maharaj were very kind with everyone. He himself wanted to distribute the laddus to the policemen and the people. One place Guru Maharaj loved very much in Mauritius is a sacred place of Ganga Talao. Here the atmosphere is completely spiritual. Guru Maharaj said, us, Ganga Talao is a Haridwar of Mauritius. In Ganga Talao, there was an installation of the 24 incarnation of the Lord. Guru Maharaj were very pleased with all the deities of the 24 incarnation, even though there were Gau Mata. There are Gau Mata in Ganga Talao. Guru Maharaj were very impressed with all the deities and the murtis at Ganga Talao. When he came in Mauritius, he organized a visit at Ganga Talao, and we devotees in Mauritius, we go to Ganga Talao with our prasad and so on. And Guru Maharaj gave us lectures and distributed us prasad. Guru Maharaj, thank you for all that you have done for us. Even Guru Maharaj gave us blessing. Recently, me and Pasuram Prabhu and some devotees from Mauritius, we did the Char Dham Yatra. Thank you again, Guru Maharaj, for your blessing. We are very indebted toward you, Guru Maharaj. You have done a lot for us. I shall never forget your words like, live for Dharma, die for Dharma, live for Krishna, die for Krishna, Sat Sanatan Dharma ki jai, Gau Mata ki jai, our eternal spiritual master. The world has never heard before. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Guru Maharaj. Please forgive me and my family for all the offenses, Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much again, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Maitri
Bhai and Guru Bahin ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Maitri. Very, very nice offering. So, Karuna Bandar, you there?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very good. So, you can read your offering, huh?
Thank you, Abhinandan Prabhu, for this wonderful occasion to glorify our Guru Maharaj. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Krishna Das Swami Nami. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Sharakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept our most humble obeisances at the touch of your divine feet. Guru Maharaj, on this auspicious occasion of your Vyasapuja, please accept our small offering. Guru Maharaj, we remember the first day we fallen souls had your divine darshan, loving, caring, smiling face. It was in 1988. One devotee, Balaram Prabhu, told us that the Swami from Bharat has come to Mauritius for the first time. We, my Pitashri, Matashri, my sister, and myself attended the evening program, only to see that no one else was present. We were quite sad, as even the Swamiji from Bharat was not in the hall. But a few minutes later he appeared, charismatic, divine, transcendental. His Holiness Krishnadas Swamiji paid his obeisances to Srila Prabhupada and to the deities, then sat on his asana. I thought, strange, he must be thinking while looking around, only 4 persons present for a lecture. His lotus eyes stopped in our direction for a few seconds. The eternal connection started right at that moment. Swamiji asked Balaram Prabhu if other devotees would be joining, but it seemed that nobody was even aware that such a great divine personality had graced our tiny little island, Mauritius, with his holy presence. Swamiji asked Balaram Prabhu to leave, and I thought His Holiness Krishna Swami will now start the class. But he questioned us. Pitashri first. What's your name? Where do you live? What do you do? Do you work? Is this your family? And then, are you vegetarian? The answer was yes. And he replied, very good, very nice family. The next question, do you eat onion and garlic? The answer was yes. He replied, oh. Then the whole lecture was why devotees should not consume onion and garlic. The next question, do you chant Maha mantra? The answer was yes, no, not regularly. So he replied, Acha, closing his lotus eyes and sitting straight. He started a whole transcendental lecture on the importance of chanting the Maha mantra. Our merciful Swamiji was talking to us alone in the hall. Connection grew stronger. From then on, we would follow him wherever he would give pravachan. And when he would notice us, he would say, oh, the Ramcharan family is here too. Later, the temple president asked our Pitashri to drive Swamiji to the different programs that were organized. I would bring electric fan for him and record his divine lectures. My sister would take pictures, and Matashri would prepare his special herbal tea that he would drink after the lengthy lectures. When Swamiji heard that Srila Prabhupada predicted that Mauritius would be the first Krishna-conscious country, he asked the temple presidents and other devotees to organize pandal programs for programs in Shivala halls in each and every towns and villages of Mauritius. His mercy flowed endlessly through the powerful, lengthy, transcendental lectures. Many would come to him and vow that they would become vegetarian as from that very moment. many started to follow Srila Prabhupada's path and accepted the four regulative principles in their life. And many sought shelter at the divine lotus feet of His Holiness Krishnadas Swami, our Puja Guru Maharaj. Matashi and Pitashi were blessed with initiation in 1991. Unfortunately, my sister and I were very sad because the temple president didn't give us recommendation. But Guru Maharaj comforted us, his faith, saying that he had already accepted us as his delight. On the day that I told him about my dream, where he was taking us up into the sky, Guru Maharaj, we are eternally grateful to you for accepting such insignificant fallen souls at the best of your divine lotus feet. Karunamandal Devi Dasi, Shtamandari Devi Dasi. His Holiness Krishnadas Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Guru Maharaj ki jai. Our divine Guru Maharaj ki
Jai. Karunamandal ki jai. Chitramanjari ki jai. So your father is Dattatreya Prabhu, and Dattatreya Prabhu was a leader in the Mauritian Yatra. What's your mother's name?
Rajvidya Devi Dasi.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And Chitra, do you have a separate offering or this together? Huh? Very nice. Thank you very, very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you for sharing. And what year did you get initiated?
1993.
93. Okay. Very, very nice. Thank you very much. And you said you were taping Maharaji's lectures. Do you still have those?
Yes, we had them in the old cassette type.
That's okay.
You still have them?
One, the tape recorder one.
Yes. Do you still have them?
I still have them, but some are already the sound is not so good because it had the moisture or things like that.
Okay. Just check them, and if they're good, we can get them transcribed. Yeah, or somehow.
Okay.
We have an expert here, Pritambar, who joins us in the regular Zoom calls. So he can do miracles.
And then we can put them
right.
And then we can put them on the website, Uddhav's website.
Okay.
And also, you mentioned about taking pictures. Chitra, was that you taking pictures?
Yes, I was checking. I sent some to Prabhu Uddhav.
Okay.
And some I will send afterwards, Prabhu.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
So, is let's go to Sadashiva in South Africa. Sadashiva Prabhu, are you, actually, Atri Rishi, are you there? Atri Rishi Prabhu? Or Sadashiva? If not, we shall stay in Mauritius. And who in Mauritius would like to read?
He came on.
Govinda Prabhu?
Govinda.
Ah, Govinda. Okay, good.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. First of all, I will thank to you, Prabhu. You have organized so nicely this Vyasapuja of Guru Maharaj on virtual. So all the, since I can say from 25 years, I have experienced the Vyasapuja of Guru Maharaj. Sometimes Guru Maharaj personally assisting our Vyasapuja, especially the first 3 years which I joined ISKCON 1994, 95, 96. Guru Maharaj was here on his Vyasapuja, and on that day, the Minister of Education, Mr. Parshuraman, was here in Vyasapuja, and it was recorded in the cassettes of. So that particular film, I had it in cassettes. I don't know whether it can be transformed in small video clips or the whole like this. It was about 3 hours or 3 hours. So let me read my Vyasapuja offering.
Can you put your camera on so we can see you, Prabhu? That'd be nice.
Prabhu, I have a little problem. I can't even see you as the devotees who are reading their offerings, and I'm not able to connect video calls. That is why I'm audio. Even the other days also, I was just following the class on audio system. I can't get it on video. I don't know what is the problem, how to tune it.
Yeah, carry on. No problem, no problem.
Okay. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimate Krishna Das Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschata Dishatarini. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble and respectful obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet, divine lotus feet. Guru Maharaj, your presence is so remarkable that I feel in my daily activities. Your instruction not only lead my path, but overtake obstacles that come one after another. I beg you, Srila Gurudev, please always keep me in the shelter of your divine lotus feet. Krishna has empowered you with transcendental knowledge, and you spread the divine knowledge regardlessly. Please allow me to be a recipient of some drops of blessing. For years, you are showing us the path of perfection by engaging us in the blissful service of their Lordship, Shri Panchatattvaji. O Guru Maharaj, I am worthless. You know very well. Still, you accepted me as disciple. This shows your greatness. At times, Guru Maharaj, you call me dog. Even I don't merit that because title because I am not faithful to your lotus feet. O preacher of Sanatana Dharma, how can I forget that the temple president Prabhupada Bandhu approached you in Sri Radha Golokananda Mandir, and immediately you raised the fund for life-size Srila Prabhupada's deity in 1996. That was the occasion of Srila Prabhupada's centennial. You were very happy to see devotees engaged in the loving devotional service, and you have ordered me that do service at least 2 days a week. Oh Guru Maharaj, I'm just following that instruction from that very moment. At least 2 days is my fixed service to the temple. As a personal servant, I had to learn how to serve prasad to a sannyasi. Guru Maharaj says, first serve water. Either it is material or spiritual. Many small things were to learn from Guru Maharaj. Pastimes of Guru Maharaj never ends. It always continues from day to day in our daily life. And we have to just experience it. That Guru Maharaj is always accompanying us everywhere, anywhere we are going, everything we are doing, Guru Maharaj is with us. Your insignificant servant, Govinda Das. Srila Gurudev Ji Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Panchatattva ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Govinda. Thank you for your offering. Thank you for sharing. Okay. So, Sadashiva is unmuted, but I wanted to just have get Atri Rishi. Is he still with us? Atri, would just like you to say a few words at least. Huh? Okay, he's not there. So, Sadashiva Prabhu, are you there?
Hare Krishna, yes, I'm here, Prabhu.
Okay, can you show your camera?
Hare Krishna.
Ah, good. All right, Hare Krishna, fantastic. So,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, what you're going to share some pastimes of Guru Maharaj, is it?
I'm going to try to.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Krishna Das Swami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanan Jnana Shalakya Chakshurmitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Guru Maharaj, on this auspicious day of Vyasapuja, please accept my humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet, and obeisances to all Vaishnavas. I think I must start with, first of all, giving you a brief history of how Guru Maharaj and why Guru Maharaj arrived in South Africa. The yatra in South Africa, we had two sannyasis that fell, and it was actually going very, very badly. His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj actually approached Guru Maharaj in London, in his rooms, with a ticket in his hand, and requested him to come to South Africa to preach, which I believe is similar to what happened in Mauritius. So in 1989 was the first year that Guru Maharaj arrived in South Africa. And I had the good fortune of arranging a preaching at the Civic Hall in Ladysmith. But Guru Maharaj obviously landed sometimes in Johannesburg and then went to Durban. Spent most of his time in Durban. But he made a point of visiting all the little towns right up to Johannesburg, and also actually going to Botswana. So Guru Maharaj started his preaching very, very enthusiastically and sincerely. And when I met him, and I still remember this night, it was actually drizzling, and he had finished his program at about midnight, and His Grace Nand Kumar Das had brought him. And he was leaving. At that time, we were very green. We didn't understand Vaishnava etiquette. But somehow, I think Lord Krishna put it into me to go to Guru Maharaj and request that he stays over instead of traveling all the way back to Maritzburg. And when I did approach the car, and Guru Maharaj was sitting in there, and humbly asked him, and Guru Maharaj said he had not brought with him any clothes, and he was in no position to stay, but he promised that he would come back to Ladysmith. And since then, Guru Maharaj used to come into the area twice a year, in June and in December. And of course, June in South Africa is generally winter, June and July. And of course, Ladysmith and the inner areas used to be very, very cold. And we all know that Guru Maharaj was not one for the cold. And I think we all know that when Guru Maharaj started Prabhachan, in those days, he could go for 3 to 4 hours non-stop. And it was actually a test of patience. I very clearly remember one of his Prabhachans in Glencoe, where some of you may have heard Guru Maharaj relate the story of Nirmoy, which has stuck in my mind very, very clearly. Of course, I've forgotten the details of the Katha. And on another instance in Glencoe as well, Guru Maharaj was giving Prabhachan when, and he was really, really deep into this when one of the disciples, God brothers, Maheshwar Das, who came in and interrupted because there was a phone call for somebody. I remember Guru Maharaj saying, Maheshwar Das, what have you done? We were floating in the spiritual kingdom and now you brought us down back here. Why have you done that? And of course, Guru Maharaj used to give several profound extracts. And one at this particular satsang that I remember and I memorized was Jab tak rahenge zindagi, fursat na milenge kaam se, kuch samay avishya nikaro pyar karo Shri Ram se. So that with Guru Maharaj's association is something that has stuck in my mind. And whenever Guru Maharaj came to Ladysmith, he used to give me his association, give us his association by staying at our ashram and having prabhachans from the garage. And of course, this association of his went every year until in 1996 when he was kind enough to give me the first initiation. As some of us did not understand Guru Maharaj very clearly. Guru Maharaj was somebody that when he asked you a question, he wanted a very precise answer. And if you fumbled with him, it used to irritate him. And after a while, we got to know that, you know, when you give Guru Maharaj an answer, you give him a proper, straight answer, and, you know, there were going to be no issues. Narayan Das Prabhu was speaking about Guru Maharaj's potencies, like the rain in Botswana. Whenever Guru Maharaj came to South Africa, there was no shortage of rain. We had plenty of rain. It was always there, without saying. But another aspect that comes to mind is, on one occasion when Guru Maharaj was giving us association at my ashram several years ago, my son Avin, my putter, took ill. He was, I think, about 4 or 5 years old. And we rushed him to the doctor, and the doctor wanted him to go to a specialist. And Guru Maharaj was in his room, and I think some of the disciples mentioned this to him. And Guru Maharaj came to the room where Avind was, and he just took out his garland from his neck and put it around Avind's neck. And 10 minutes later, Avind fell off to sleep soundly. He got up about half an hour later and he was perfect. We didn't need to take him to the specialist.
Yeah.
So, you know, the potencies that Guru Maharaj had, I mean, even when he used to preach, and he could boldly, you know, used to tell people, you sucking blood, you chewing bones, you know. He could do this with so much of boldness and still get the person to accept it. And I used to always tell Guru Maharaj, you know, we don't have that kind of potency, and you want us to preach. Another thing that sticks very, very distinctly in my mind is when Guru Maharaj used to speak about our ancestors. He used to always say that our ancestors were very intelligent. They had no education, but they used to always make sure that you followed certain ways of life. For one, he used to say that you used to always have to wash your hands, gargle your mouth, wash your feet before you even enter the kitchen. And you used to never sit on the table and take prasad with your shoes on. And this was purely because of hygiene. And, you know, most of us don't realize how important it is that, you know, we need to follow this way of life. You know, a lot of people sit on the table with the shoes on. All the germs from your shoe are going into your prasad, and which is sickness going into your body. And from that, I learned something in life, that when it comes to intelligence and it comes to common sense, you don't have to be educated to get that. Guru Maharaj's answers were actually very precise and to the point. On one occasion, I had the opportunity of visiting Bharat on pilgrimage, on yatra, Tirath Yatra. And when I returned, Guru Maharaj asked me, he says, Sadashiv, did you go to Gaya? I said, no, Guru Maharaj. Why do I need to go to Gaya? He says, you need to go to your Sharat prayers for your ancestors. So I was very confused, Because from what I read in the philosophy of ISKCON was that if you became a devotee, there were 10 generations before and 10 generations after that were liberated. So I pondered for a while and I said, but Guru Maharaj, this is what I've been given to understand. And Guru Maharaj says, yes, of course. He says, but what level of devotee? So, that actually opened my eyes, and it was very, enlightening that a very simple answer like this, could enlighten you to that extent. And as we know, one of the other things that Guru Maharaj inculcated when he preached was that you need to honor your elders, especially your parents. And he used to always say, if you can't do that, don't even come to me for initiation. He says, you can rub your nose on the ground here. And he says, at my feet, and I won't give you initiation. So from a culture point of view and from the preaching of Sanatana Dharma, in my opinion, I haven't come across anybody that was in that position. There's very few people that would reach the Guru Maharaj standard on it. And I'm very grateful, from a little boy, and I'm not ashamed to say this, I've been devoted to Lord Hanuman. And I always say Hanuman took me to the lotus feet of Guru Maharaj. Okay. And, another thing is that I would have been terribly not disappointed. I would have been bewildered, if I can put it that way, because as I said, from a little boy, I've been devoted to Hanuman, who is the epitome of bhakti. And, with Guru Maharaj's guidance, I've learned a lot, and we've come to this position. It's sad that Guru Maharaj has left this material world 4 years ago, but his memories will live on in our hearts for as long as we are on this earth planet. We can see that at the moment, the material world is going from crisis to crisis to crisis. We wouldn't be having this virtual Vyasapuja for Guru Maharaj if we didn't have this crisis. We'd be probably having it at Atri's ashram or one of the other venues. So I, for myself, and my Dharmapatni, Ambe, because whenever Guru Maharaj came to the ashram, he loved her cooking. And he always looked forward to it. And one day he told me that if she was not actually bound to serving me, right, he would have taken away permanently cook for him. So these are memories of Srila Guru Maharaj that will live in our minds, until the day we leave this planet. And with that, I must conclude, but also, Nabhinandan Prabhu, I must also, I don't know if you remember, I must once again thank you for the service, for accommodating us when we came to your ashram. And not only that, at 2 o'clock in the morning, you took us to the airport to board the flight. I don't know if you remember that incident.
Yeah.
So for that also, I must really thank you. I think last I met you in Bharat.
Yes.
It's been a long time ago. Yeah. When we're going to be able to travel again to Bharat, I don't know, with this coronavirus. But yes, if it wasn't for Guru Maharaj, I wouldn't have had your association. Even in Mauritius, some of the God brothers, when we were there, gave us excellent treatment. So this was all through the mercy of Srila Guru Maharaj. So Shri Guru Maharaj, once again, I must thank you from the bottom of my heart for this, for your association, for developing us into what we are. And we are still fallen souls that still need your guidance and your blessings. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Sadashiva Guru. I remember Guru Maharaj used to talk very nicely of yourself and your Dharma. And, and when I met you, I remember he's such a wonderful gentleman. And I remember when we met in Bharat, we were in Guru Maharaj's ashram, and a very funny incident took place where it was really hot, of course, Ram Navami time. And I think it was Ram Navami time. And you came out and you were wearing shorts. And Guru Maharaj said, in the Guru's ashram, you don't wear shorts. And I saw you turn around, went back in, put a dhoti on, came out again. You were so graceful in how you would. And Guru Maharaj is always very instructive through his instructions. Thank you. And
Thank you very much, Hare Krishna.
Guru Maharaj's instructions about washing hands, you know, at every moment. Oops. It's been silent from another device. Oh, no. Are you still listening? Are you hearing me?
Yes, Prabhu, I'm here.
Okay, so something is going on. We might get cut off. Just stay on the line and we'll be back online.
Hare Krishna.
You know, his instructions about washing and how relevant that is right now with this coronavirus. He instructed this long time back. So, you know, this is Sanatana Dharma. He was so fixed in Sanatana Dharma. And now, of course, with this coronavirus, we are ending up now doing what he's told us. Because I always used to say, why do we have to wash our hands so many times? But obviously, you know, this is something that's quite important. And I would say this coronavirus, it's a blessing in one sense, because it's at least brought us together as a family of Guru Maharaj's children. And we've had about, I think, 4 or 5 sessions like this now